Hola, friends, neighbors, and other Mainers, and those beyond. Welcome to our story time. Well, another week, another odd storm coming in this El Nino year. Yeah, El Nino year. So our story today is talking about winter is the warmest season. Well, that's a little ironic because today here in our sweet little Belgrade, it is hitting 50 degrees in January after our latest storm. So, we are having a warm, wet season right now. So, but that's not the point of this story. That is not the point of this story. It's a wonderful story to remind us about the ability for calm and quiet during this season, this winter season. So when I think of being warm and cozy during my winter seasons of my youth, I got thinking about when I was a schoolgirl. And back in that time, you would walk home for lunch. Isn't that a mind blow? You would walk home to have your lunch, and then you would walk back for your afternoon classes. And my favorite of favorite lunches, oh, listen, my heart would just burst when I knew that I was getting my tomato soup with a grilled cheese sandwich and my mother's homemade cookies, of which this is not one. This is a store-bought cookie, because I don't make a lot of homemade cookies, but a little bit of milk. And let me tell you, friends, that soup, that sandwich, milk and cookie, that warmed me from head to toe all afternoon until I headed back home again. A beautiful memory. So, in this story, Lauren Stringer does a very great job at reminding me and you, what really this season can be. So with no further ado, let us find out what she says, eh? Oops, pardon me, a little craftola from last week slipping inside. All right, here we go. So it doesn't look quite like this outside our door right now. It's pretty wet. But it says most people think it's summer with its long steamy days, but not me. So she's like saying, you know, what's the warmest season? And some people think it's like hot summer days. She says, my world is warmest in winter. What? Cold out, but warm inside? When winter comes, my jacket puffs warm with feathers. That is a good puffer jacket right there. Yep. Odd, because I was just wearing one like that a couple days ago to shovel our back deck. Today I just need a rain bucket. My hat grows ear flaps. Yep, good old hat right there. My pants hide deep in fuzzy boots. See the dog right there down by the boots. And my hands wear warm, woolly sweaters. So it's really not a sweater. Of course, it's mittens with the smiley faces. But it might have been at one time a sweater and then taken apart and made into mittens. Love those. Love those. When winter comes, summer's plants and animals sleep deep down under thick blankets of snow. This is a very cool picture. I will turn so you can see. So we have a little squirrel. I didn't know that they burrowed under the ground. A frog. A raccoon, actually two of them. A rabbit. I guess that's a rabbit. And a turtle. Well, it would be a tortoise, wouldn't it? If it's under the ground. It would be a turtle under the water, right? Someone might correct me. While the snowmen I build dance on top wearing warm wraparound scarves. So look, this is a whole parade that's going on. 1, 2, 3, rightfully round, wonderful snow people with the dog biting at the snowflakes dropping, and our friend in their puffy jacket leading the snow parade. When winter comes, my iced summer's milk turns to hot cocoa. Cold jelly sandwiches turn into grilled cheeses. Oh, I know, I loved my grilled cheese myself. There's no cheese in this, by the way. Truth in advertising. Hot soups, hot pies, and oven hot breads make winter the warmest for the inside of me. Just like my soup. Oh, steamy and wonderful. When winter comes, summer's cool fans hide in dark basements. Okay, so that's a cool use of some personification, very fancy word. Just means giving human qualities to these things, you see. So the fans can't hide, but somebody's placed them down in the basement. And they stay there until they're needed. While sleeping radiators awake to their dragon selves, banging and hissing and pouring heat all through my house. Well, I'm envious of those radiator heaters because they give good moisture in the house too. Some of us don't have those. We have a different kind of heat, but you know, using the comparison to a dragon puffing, I think that's great. When winter comes, cats sit on laps instead of window sills. I was going to say window panes, so I had to turn my head. So there they are, cozied right up. I mean, really, can't you just hear them purring? And this lovely cardinal looking out, you know, from their perch on the window into the warm scene. And the family's playing cards. See them? Winter games, indoor games. Even nights are warmer in winter. Fires burn in fireplaces, candles burn in candle places. If your house has a wood stove or a fireplace, that is. I think parties are warmer in winter, and this is a jam-packed picture right here. We have a band, a home band playing, right? We have keyboards, we've got a violin, we have flutes, we have trumpet. Do I see a drummer? No drummer. People dancing. It looks like a wonderful celebration of being together. And when summer's cool swims, turn into winter's hot baths. So the split screen, right? You see remember the dog, right? And so, oh, fun summertime playing in the backyard pool. But now, same dog, same kid enjoying a nice, hot, bubbly bath, that is. I know my pajamas will grow big, warm feet. The feety pajamas, I love them. Your feet get sweaty in those. Yes, they do. Okay, and here's the dog again, lounging on his back, quite cozily. My bed is warmest in winter, piled high with blankets of plaid, blankets striped yellow, and a blue starry quilt on top. So, yep, we've got our cats there, the dog's there, see just the tail, and our little boy tooting his horn as he's bundled up under his covers. In winter, bodies sit closer, books last longer, and hugs squeeze the warmest. And that's a beautiful scene. Well, somehow they get another cat because now there's 3 cats and a dog. One must have been hiding under all those blankets. Even friends are warmer. His stuffies. It's his stuffy friends. And I bet if you load your bed up, those keep you warm too. And in winter, when it's the very warmest, I close my sleepy eyes. I might dream of summer. Just to cool me off. So, wonderful. He's having his visions of what summer's going to be. And that, my friend, is a wrap. Winter is the warmest season. Well, I think it is. We'll get back on track, get through this odd January, we hope, and move on to snowy February. Until such time, how about a craft? Would that interest you at home? Well, of course it would. Join us at the perennial blue table, and I'll show you how to make a craft. I hear you. I hear you, my snow people making friends. You're wanting to get out there and make one. Well, if you tried right in this last little storm, I'm afraid it's probably all soaked now. But you know what? There's a bright side. And the bright side is we can make our own here inside any darn time we want. And how do we do this? How do we accomplish this task? Well, this cutie right here is made in the following way, or I made this one in the following way. You will have a clear little cup. I thought the clear was quite clever. If you want, you could go ahead and take like a blue permanent marker, a thick one, and color it so it really looked like frozen. But by itself it looks icy, right? So you take your little cup, and in your kit what I'll put, I'm going to take these bigger puff balls, cotton balls, and I'm going to cut them in half. Because if you had them like this, they take up too much room, right? They'd just be too big, in my view. So I'm going to cut them in half for you. And then I just used a regular glue stick, and I surrounded the bottom completely. Then what I did, and you will have one of these in your kit too, they're so cute. So I cut some felt, and I fringed the edges, not the edges. I fringed the edges, and you just glue that on, and that is your snow person's scarf, and that sits right above the snowball snow. Once that's finished, and of course you can do this in any order you so choose, then what I did is I surrounded the whole, almost the whole, I left a little bit for the face, the 3/4 or 75% of the top of the cup with the white cotton balls. And then I didn't like the look of the top of the cup being just a cup. So I took more puff balls, put them on the top, and then finally the little face and decorating. So you'll have a couple puff balls like I give you, the colored ones. Oh, these are in there nice and firmly. I use plenty of glue. So the puff balls are the little eyes, the carrot nose. Now this one is a giant carrot. I cut back because they were so big. So your little nose will be smaller, and it might be a yellow carrot instead of orange, because you want some differentiation from the scarf to the nose, I would think. Anyway, so there's that, and then finally I put the last puff ball on the top like it's a little hat. Bada bing, bada boom, it's finished. I love that saying. It's so fun. And it's finished, and another week goes by. Come get your craft. Come get oodles of stories. We have oodles of them on so many topics, but lots of snow, lots of winter topics. And don't forget, lots of non-fiction, true stories. Winter's a great time to start reading some non-fiction stories too. Until next week, here comes a snowball at you. Boom. Almost got cameraman Jared. See you later. Bye-bye.